Hi, this is June 22nd and the time is 2:16 p.m. We have just been attacked by two pit bulls. The person who has the pit bulls lives in an RV and the people have three pit bulls inside an RV, and when we were walking our dogs we were like almost quarter of a mile away when we saw the pit bulls, and we tried to walk as fast as possible, but the pit bulls got loose and they came after our dogs. I always carry a tire thumper because I have heard of pit bull attacks in this area. That's why I purchased this. And when the pit bulls came to me, I wasn't able to pick up my big dog because he's 70 pounds, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to pick him up. So when the pit bulls attacked us, I beat one up on the face, hit one on the face with this one, and then my husband picked up our smaller dog, she is 45 pounds, and the pit bulls got to him and scratched him on the arm. Okay, a quick update on my husband's dog scratch. So we spoke to the person who owns the three pit bulls. They live in an RV, and the person had a lighter on her and she was sniffing, and you could just look at her and you could tell her that she is possibly a coke addict. I mean, she is for sure an addict of any kind, but it's possibly cocaine. However, she was very cooperative. She said she didn't have a phone number, so she brought out a broken tab and she tried to find her Google Voice number. However, she couldn't get the number out. In the end, she kind of gave us a phone number and she gave us her name. She was very nice, but it may not be a real name. However, she was nice, she was cooperative, and these dogs are a part of their life. Those dogs are there for protection. They live in an RV. So I suppose they need the dogs. That's why we are not calling 911. We are just going to the ER and we are hoping that our insurance covers for the rabies shot. The lady also took a photo of my husband's scratch. She did not have the vaccination card. She told us the dogs are vaccinated. So we just had to take her word for it. We're at the urgent care right now. Also, we are hoping it's open. I don't know if it's... I hope it's open. There are cars there. If not, then we will have to take the subway, and I hate the subway. The urgent care is closed, so we are gonna go to another one. The kind lady who was getting out of the urgent care, she informed us that it is closed right now, but there is another one which is open, so we're gonna go there right now. It's a 12-minute walk, so we're gonna walk because taking the subway takes longer than to walk if it's like within 2 miles, and renting a taxi is so expensive, so we're just gonna walk. And my hero, really, he tried to save Raisa, our dog, and he got the scratch because of that. He did not let one single scratch land on the dog. This is why I love him. This is the kind of person I love. A real hero. Hi, today is July 9th, Wednesday. I have a PTO today, so I'm trying to finish my first aid for the USMLE. Meanwhile, I'm taking a lunch break and I'm going to finish the vlog and describe what happened after I took my husband to the ER since he got scratched by the dog. I haven't had the time to finish the vlog until now. So after my husband got scratched, the dogs didn't get hurt at all. We brought him home. We washed the wound for a long time with running water and soap because, we come from Bangladesh and we kind of know what to do when someone gets a dog bite or a dog scratch. And then we decided to go to the lady's camper and talk to her and find out if she knows the dog's vaccination status. And when we went there, she said she did not have the vaccination papers with her. Now, during our conversation, she divulged that the pit bull had a baby before, a whole litter, and she had to give them all away. Now, somebody who lives in a camper has three pit bulls, had one of our pit bulls give birth to more pit bulls. That means the person hasn't had the pit bull spayed, didn't have the pit bull spayed, and that person may not be very careful and conscious about having her dogs vaccinated. That's just an assumption. Rabies is not something to be taken lightly. So we just decided to go to the ER and get a vaccine for my husband. However, when we went to the ER, the triage nurse saw the wound on my husband's arm
and she considered that to be a scratch, and she said he would need to be seen by the provider. The provider was a physician's assistant, and when he saw the scratch, he did not consider that to be a scratch. He only said that my husband would need the tetanus shot and the rabies vaccine was not needed. Now, there's a 50-50 chance of my husband getting rabies. Likely that he wouldn't get rabies from the dogs because the dogs, they did not seem rabid dogs. They didn't seem like rabid dogs. But if we could not follow the dog for 10 days just to make sure the dog did not have rabies, and God forbid the lady moves away with her camper, and we can't find out if the dog had rabies in 10 days, and then somehow my husband gets rabies because he doesn't get the shot, because we kind of, with time, we kind of start not caring about that anymore. And if he gets rabies, he would die. Like, just a few weeks ago, we read about a woman who had passed away from rabies because she had pet a dog in Morocco and the dog had scratched her. It was a little puppy. We don't know if that was true, but why risk it? In Bangladesh, we have seen rabies patients. It's not a nice death. It's not a nice way to die for a person. We have seen dogs die from rabies. We've seen people die from rabies, but rabies is very prevalent in Bangladesh. So I pulled out my phone and looked for the WHO guideline, and voila, if a person gets scratched by a dog and the vaccination status of the dog is undetermined, the person should get rabies vaccine just to be safe. So I spoke to the medical assistant and requested her to talk to the provider and consider one more time if he should give my husband vaccine, because I don't want to risk my husband's life for the sake of some vaccines. If I had to pay out of pocket, honestly, I would have paid out of pocket. So the physician's assistant came back after a while, and he tried to talk me out of giving him the vaccine, because I understand in his lifetime he may never seen or encounter somebody who comes in with the risk of rabies in New York. Not a lot of people die from dog bite or dog scratch in the USA. It's mostly skunk and raccoons who give people, oh, the bats. That's who give the rabies to people in the USA. But coming from Bangladesh, the fear that we have instilled in ourselves, that really takes over. Plus the WHO guideline. Just be safe. Just be safe, get the vaccine if you can. So I showed him the guideline and he agreed, and he said, if you need the vaccine, then you need the immunoglobulin too. Without the immunoglobulin, it's no use. Now, if it's a category 3 where there's like a lot of blood, there is blood dripping out, then you would need the immunoglobulin. But I did not want to push it any further and agreed to get him the immunoglobulin, like not like it was going to hurt. Well, the immunoglobulin did hurt my husband a lot, but it was for the best. So he gave him the vaccine, and I'm grateful for that he did not really talk us out of it. Then when on the third day my husband went back to the vaccine, this time it was very busy ER, and the nurse practitioner said, why did you need rabies vaccine for this scratch? Once again, there was a thin line of blood on the scratch, and the vaccination status of the dogs are undetermined. I haven't seen the camper or the lady or the dogs ever since, so I don't know if the dogs have died or not. Maybe the dogs are okay. And they did not look like rabid dogs. But one more time, I would not risk my husband's life just because somebody did not want to give him the vaccine. That was not an option. My husband is all I have. Yeah. So he informed her that the physician's assistant gave the vaccine because I asked him to and showed him the WHO guideline, and she wasn't very happy about it because it was a busy ER on that day, but she gave him the vaccine. And then on day 7 and day 14, nobody raised the question again, so he got fully vaccinated. So that's what it is. That's how it was. I mean, maybe we overdid with the vaccine. Maybe he did not have to take the vaccine. But one last time, we don't know the vaccination status of the dogs, and the lady has had the dogs give birth to more pit bulls in that RV. If somebody has 3 pit bulls while they are living in an RV and they have had those dogs give birth to more dogs, it's likely that they are not very careful about what's going on with their dogs. So I wouldn't trust her to give vaccine to the dogs, and I wouldn't risk my husband's life based on that. So there is that. That is our experience with the rabies shot and the dog scratch. All in all, it has been okay. I apologize for being in this position while I was vlogging, because today was a PTO day and I was trying to finish the first aid, and when I came to do the vlogging I thought maybe I should rest my back. I am so old. If I don't rest my back every once in a while, it hurts. So anyway, thank you for watching my vlog, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.